Welcome back to the Daily Dialogue. I'm Alex, and I'm joined by Sophia. Today, we're talking about something that is often sold as a way to look better, but in reality, it's the most powerful tool we have to feel better and even think better. We're talking about the role of sport in our lives.
Hi Alex. It's funny, if you told someone 10,000 years ago that in the future, people would pay money to run on a moving rubber belt inside a bright room called a gym, they would think we were absolutely insane. Back then, sport was just survival. You ran because something was chasing you, or you were chasing your dinner.
Exactly. We've taken movement out of our daily survival and turned it into an optional activity. Our bodies were designed to move 10 to 12 miles a day, but most of us today spend 10 to 12 hours a day sitting in front of a screen. We are basically high-performance engines that are just idling in the garage all day.
And that's why we feel so glitchy, isn't it? The anxiety, the back pain, the brain fog, it's our bodies protesting. But Alex, let's be honest, starting a sport habit is hard. Every Sunday night, I tell myself, tomorrow is the day. I'm going for a run. And every Monday morning, my bed feels like a warm, safe hug that I can't leave.
That's because the future Sophia is ambitious, but the present Sophia is tired. Laughs. This is the activation energy problem. The hardest part of any workout isn't the last kilometer, it's the first 3 minutes when you're putting on your sneakers. Your brain is trying to save energy because it still thinks food is scarce, even though there's a refrigerator 3 meters away.
It's a biological software error. But once I actually start, everything changes. About 15 minutes into a workout, I feel this shift. The stress from my emails starts to disappear, and I stop worrying about the future. I'm just there. In my body.
That's the runner's high, but it's not just for runners. When you exercise, your brain releases a cocktail of feel-good chemicals, endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin. But more importantly, it reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. Sport is basically a biological reset button for your nervous system.
I've noticed that sport is the only time my inner critic goes quiet. When I'm trying to lift a heavy weight or finish a difficult yoga pose, I don't have the mental bandwidth to tell myself I'm not good enough. I'm too busy breathing.
Precisely. Sport forces you into the state of flow. It's a form of meditation where the action and the awareness become one. And the best part is that the discipline you build in the gym doesn't stay in the gym. It spills over into your work, your studies, and your relationships.
How so? I mean, how does lifting a dumbbell help me write a better report at work?
Because you're training your discomfort tolerance. Every time you do one more rep when you want to stop, you are telling your brain, I can handle being uncomfortable. So when you have a difficult conversation at work or a boring task to finish, your brain says, this is fine. We've handled harder things than this.
So sport is actually character building disguised as bodybuilding. I love that. It's like a laboratory for life. You learn how to fail, how to get back up, and how to stay consistent when you don't feel like it.
Exactly. But we live in a culture that is obsessed with results. We see fitness models on Instagram with six-pack abs, and we think, if I don't look like that in 2 weeks, it's not working. We've turned sport into another source of comparison stress instead of a source of joy.
And that's why people quit. They focus on the scale, the weight, instead of the skill. If I'm only running to lose 5 kilograms, I'll hate every step. But if I'm running because I want to feel my heart beating and see the sunrise, I'll keep doing it forever.
We need to move from outcome-based sport to identity-based sport. Don't go to the gym, be the kind of person who never misses a workout. When it's part of who you are, you don't need motivation. You don't need motivation to brush your teeth, right? You just do it.
Identity-based. That's a huge shift. But Alex, what about people who have sport trauma? People who were always picked last in PE class at school, or people who feel clumsy? How do they find their place in this world of fit people?
That's a very deep and important topic. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into in part 2. We'll talk about finding your sport, the power of micro-movement, and why being bad at something might be the best thing for your brain.
I'm definitely bad at some things, so I'm looking forward to that. Laughs. Let's take a quick break.
And we are back. Before the break, Sophia, we were talking about sport trauma. That feeling many people have from school where they think, I'm just not an athletic person. They think the world of sport is only for the fast and the strong.
It's a huge identity barrier, Alex. I have friends who are terrified of going to a gym because they think everyone will look at them and judge them for not knowing how to use the machines. It's like they feel they need to be fit before they can go to the place that makes them fit.
That's the gym timidity paradox. But here's the secret, everyone in that gym is too busy looking at their own muscles in the mirror or worrying about their own breathing to notice you. We are all the main character in our own movies, and in everyone else's movie, we are just a background extra.
That's a relief. But also, I think we've limited our definition of sport. We think it has to be a gym or a 10-kilometer run or a competitive football match. If you don't like those things, you think you're lazy. But what about dancing? What about hiking? What about just a very fast walk with a podcast?
Exactly. It's movement discovery. We need to stop treating sport like a punishment for what we ate and start treating it like a celebration of what our bodies can do. If you hate running, don't run. Life is too short to do a sport you hate. Find the thing that makes you feel like a kid again.
Like a kid again, that's the key. When we were 10 years old, we didn't exercise to burn calories. We played tag, we climbed trees, we rode bikes because it was fun. We had intrinsic motivation. We need to find that playful energy in our adult lives.
And the benefits aren't just for our muscles. Let's talk about the brain benefits. Have you heard of BDNF? It stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists call it Miracle-Gro for the brain.
Miracle-Gro? Like the stuff people put on their plants to make them grow faster? Laughs. Does sport actually grow my brain?
In a way, yes. When you do aerobic exercise, your brain produces BDNF, which helps grow new neurons and protects the ones you already have. It's the most powerful anti-aging drug in the world, and it's completely free. It improves your memory, your focus, and your ability to learn new things, like English.
So, if I go for a 20-minute walk before I study English, I'll actually remember the words better?
100%. You're priming your brain for learning. You're moving from a stagnant state to a fluid state. But Sophia, we also have to talk about the social aspect. Sport is one of the last places in our digital world where we actually meet people in the flesh.
Oh, I've felt that. I joined a local tennis club last month, and it's been amazing. I'm not just working out, I'm belonging. We have a shared goal, we laugh at our mistakes, and we grab a coffee afterwards. It cures the loneliness epidemic we discussed in another episode.
It's a tribe. When you suffer together, even if it's just a difficult spin class, you form a bond. It's shared struggle. And that support system is what keeps you coming back on the days when you don't feel like it.
So, what's the advice for someone who is sitting on their sofa right now, listening to us, and feeling that Monday morning resistance? How do they take that first step?
Use the 2-minute rule. Tell yourself you're only going to do 2 minutes of exercise. Just put on your shoes and walk to the end of the street. Or just do 5 push-ups. Usually, once you start, the resistance disappears. The hardest part is the idea of the workout, not the action itself.
And don't aim for perfection. Aim for consistency. A bad workout is still 100% better than the workout that never happened. Even if you just stretch for 5 minutes, you're still keeping the promise to yourself.
Keeping the promise, that's the foundation of self-respect. When you move your body, you are telling yourself, I am worth the effort. My health is a priority. That self-love spreads into every other area of your life.
This talk makes me want to go for a run right now, Alex. Laughs. I feel like my battery is charging just by thinking about it.
Go for it, Sophia. To our listeners, your body is a gift, but it's a use it or lose it gift. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect outfit. Just move. Your brain, your heart, and your future self will thank you.
Move to feel alive. I'm going to make that my new phone wallpaper. Thanks for the mental workout, Alex.
My pleasure. And thank you for joining us today. We'll see you in the next episode of the Daily Dialogue.
Stay active, stay healthy. Bye everyone.
Bye.